What's up, y'all? This is another episode of Life After Confinement. This episode is just going to be going to the kind of things, weapons that you find in prison. It's not glorifying anything, just going to show you the daily life of an inmate. Just going to show you a couple of things, not too much. I'm going to show you the purpose for fingernail clippers in prison, a toothbrush, a big pen, and I have already broken the razor blade and got the razors out. So the weapons I'm going to show you, it's going to be an ice pick, which you can get this off of a fence. A lot of people get it off the yard while they're out on a compound on the yard. They are hard to get sometimes. The police watch or those big fans that are in the day rooms, usually you can find these as well. But the first thing I'm going to show you is what the fingernail clippers are for. I don't really have anything that I can cut with them, but I'm going to show you what's done with them. See, I broke it. These are like gold in maximum security prisons in Maryland. I've seen these get sold for $20. So, this isn't what you would technically use, but I'm home, not in prison, so I'm just gonna use this instead. But what you would do is you would take this, wrap it around the fingernail clippers, till you get a nice handle on it. And this isn't a weapon, this is used to make weapons out of metal, to cut metal, and I'll explain that in a second. Drop my camera, y'all. Let me find some metal. Cut. Alright, so look, I got a pan. I'm gonna show y'all what the fingernail clippers are for. What you do is take this sharp edge that you use to cut your nail, and you would put it on the edge of a bunk, your locker, or something like that, and you would score. It's called scoring. Do you see the marks that I put in my pan? You would do that until you were able to flex the metal, and you would bend it back and forth until you could break it off. Then you would bend, if you get a piece of metal, you would bend that in half until you have sizable pieces for a knife. That's the metal knives. That's what the fingernail clippers are for. Like I said, these are like gold in prison because you can make some very serious knives with them. Now, this is called a $1.50. This is, when you hear the term $1.50, where I was, this is how I was taught to make them. If you don't have an actual razor blade and all you have is razors, you take the big pen apart. Now, stuff on the back of deodorants, things like that are prison tape. So what you do is you take the prison tape, take your 2 razor blades out of your razor, put them together like this. Take a little piece of tape, make sure they're nice and straight. Take a piece of tape, tape it around the bottom, go over like this. Just make sure they're nice and sturdy, like this. And you're left with this 2 razor blades taped together. I don't know if you can see it. Just the 2 razor blades. Take a little piece of tissue. Usually you have tissue. I don't at the moment, so I'm gonna use a paper towel, which also works. Take it like this, wrap it around the bottom part of the razor blades, as so. Take it right here. Gonna bite the knife bite the big pen till you get it like that. This, take it like this. That's a $1.50. $1.50 multi-tool. Next, I'm gonna show you guys the ice pick, which I have right here, piece of fence. I also brought, I have a piece of concrete right here to sharpen with, which you will find this, your cell is gonna be made out of this, obviously. Sorry y'all, I keep dropping the camera. I'm not gonna sharpen it up a whole bunch. I'm just gonna give y'all an idea of what it is, and this is it. I'm actually gonna use, like I said, this isn't exactly the way that they're done, but it's close enough. I'm not gonna go ahead and put a handle on it. Once again, I'm not glorifying this, but this was definitely Something that I became very interested in prison, especially after I found out that you could use fingernail clippers to cut metal. Now, what they'll do is, if they come in your cell and you have metal missing off of your locker that they don't know about, what they'll do is they'll take, I've seen yellow, I've seen orange, and I've seen red spray paint sprayed onto pieces where pieces of metal were missing. And another thing they'll do is, if they find sharpening spots on the floor in your cell, they will also spray paint that. And if they come search your cell and can't find the knives, but they see a bunch of metal cut off, they will put you on admin. I've seen that happen. In the prison I was at, Western Correctional Institute, is probably one of the worst prisons. And there was constantly stabbings going on. People, I stayed with a knife just as a precautionary, especially after I was stabbed by my cell buddy while I was handcuffed. Pretty scary situation. But ice pick, $1.50, multi-tool. Next is the Tech toothbrush. What I do is I break this piece off. I've seen people make videos where they have lighters and they're burning shit with bristles. The prisons I've been in, there is no getting a fucking lighter. The only thing that you're gonna be able to, only way you're gonna be able to light anything is the old-fashioned way, with batteries and a wick. Now, these Tech toothbrushes are pretty fucking vicious weapons. You can get these pretty sharp, fairly fast. Point it already, less than a minute. And then yet again, take my string, wrap it around there. I know this is, like I said, not particularly 100% the way to do it, yet again, but I'm just giving you guys the idea of what it's like, life is like in prison. As far as weapons goes, because it's a constant battle, and it's not, everybody in there has something at one point in time. It's pretty easy to do your time. It's how you make it, honestly, because you can mind your business, stay in your lane, don't run up bills that you can't pay back. I've seen videos from people that live in like Florida, and they have that test of heart shit. In Maryland, as far